Hello everyone, I'm Nick from nextstepnick.com and this is Deck of Ashes. Now, first things first, I really like this artwork. I think it's the kind of thing that you get as a tattoo. So it's kind of cool, a little bit cheesy, but I like it. The basic premise is it's very similar to stuff like Slay the Spire. You're making a deck, choosing a character who then has like a specific deck and then making that deck for the character and fighting your way through different locations. Each character have different sort of backstories to them. They're alright. Again, they're a little bit cheesy, but they're okay. They're kind of that right level of cheese. I quite like them. Personally speaking, I really like Sly. I like the fact that his deck kind of draws on different cards from different people, so you can use cards that basically exist in other people's decks. It means you can be a bit more malleable. There's nice ways to keep them cheap as well. I like the fact as well that you've got the option to either go straight into the game with like a pre-built deck, or you can make your own deck by sticking cards together. Personally speaking though, I think the game doesn't really reward you enough to use your cards. So when I'm playing something like Slay the Spire, I feel really good about getting a nice combo off. You know, if you're playing and you throw out a card that reduces the cost of a really strong card, then you throw that card out and then another one that heals you because of the damage that dealt, or you know what I mean, a nice combination. You feel really good about it. Whereas in this game, you have to constantly return to your camp, so your main area, to replenish your cards. You can do it after battle too, but you have to sort of craft cards to be able to use them. You can't really find them. You can only really find recipes. So everything kind of costs. You're travelling around this map and in every area you're getting resources and things like that. But everything costs so much that you feel like you don't really get stronger. So when I'm playing Slay the Spire, I feel like taking on challenges and finding question marks makes me a lot stronger. And I get stronger throughout the game. But in this, I didn't really feel like that at all. So when you're fighting, you're using your cards, but each time you use it, it goes into the Deck of Ashes, which basically means the card is burnt. You can't use it again until you replenish it. You replenish it by going to a camp and asking an Ash guy to do it, but you can only do it X amount of times in a certain amount of hours, or you can pay with these little rest coins that you get after each battle when you're resting up. But they're also used to heal you, so you often find that most of your cards can't really be reused. Sure, there are cards that kind of replenish cards in your Ash pile and stuff like that, but there's not enough of them. Then when you put that together with the energy bar, so you've got energy in the bottom right there that's allowing you to use these cards, it just doesn't really reward you. There's not really many animations either, so different attacks use the same animations, different enemies attack in the same ways. It doesn't feel like you're powerful. There's not really like a change in the way in which your character interacts. Nothing looks different. So a lot of the time you just feel like you're blasting out these cards. Okay, now they're all burnt. I can't use them again. So either I go to the Ash guy, use the cards, use the ability after your fight to replenish them, or you can use a card in battle that costs you health. So to actually attack enemies, you could end up with no cards at all. You can't do any damage, so you have to hurt yourself to get your cards back. And that, it just doesn't feel that great, because you can't control which cards you get back either. So you might do 15 damage to yourself, renew X amount of cards, but none of them are really useful. The enemy's not even doing that much damage to you, but you're just hurting yourself over and over again to get cards, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It makes me feel like I want to avoid battle. And that was the problem, really. With something like Slay the Spire, I go out of my way to fight, but in this, I just didn't. I mean, even when I died, you get coins based on how well you do, and you can use them to buy different things that will then appear in the game, but they're also expensive, you just won't do it. And that seems to kind of be the nature of the game itself as well. So you can see here I'm replenishing my cards. On the top right, I'm using those tokens to replenish them. I'm also using these to replenish my health. I just don't have enough. So 2 of my cards at least are off the table. Likewise, when you're meeting characters in random chance events and stuff like that, you can never afford anything they offer you. When you go to camp, you can't really afford to make stuff. There's never been a game, I've played about 6 games now, there's never been a game where I've had too much money. There's never been a case where I've thought, oh okay, I'm good for money here, I can afford X, Y and Z. In every single game I've felt like I don't have enough to do anything. And it doesn't feel like that ever changes. It feels like you're always constantly scraping by. Even when you sell the best cards you've got, you get little to nothing for them, and it doesn't feel good. I think the main thing that needs to be worked on here is it's an interesting premise encouraging players to use cards more reservedly, but at the same time you need to think about how to reward your players, because at the moment it just doesn't feel that good. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and hopefully I'll catch you again very soon.